We should find a way to get to the bridge. We need to start doing something.
What we need is to just wait for the stern who's actually in charge.
Is that all infected stuff? Are you even allowed to have that?
One of the few.
Oh, you're really into them, aren't you?
Know your enemy.
Jet gets how they tick.
Yeah, maybe the first gens, but this fourth and fifth, it's just, they're so far away from us now. Look at what they're capable of.
Oh, shh!
30 are still missing. Search and rescue continues to secure the eastern side of the Madison Bridge. The entire orange rail line and major sections of the crossing are now underwater. Proceed to the area with extreme caution. Updates to follow.
30? I knew people on that crew.
This is a disaster.
One that could have been avoided. I warned them. They've been attacking at the crossing for some time. Before we lost contact with Livingston, he talked about a new subspecies of infected moving in.
Wait, so after this, they're...
Completely cut off.
So this means the Livingston community, everything they've built, it's over?
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, they are farmers, but they can still fight.
And they're too far in the red zone for an airdrop, right? Okay, so...
No, they're too far for air, they're too far for ground. You're only gonna make about 50 miles.
It's sweet you're trying to help, but seriously, go away. We're trying to do things here, kid.
Oh, you're only like a year older than me, Jet.
Military years are like dog years.
I enlisted at 9.
There's gotta be a way. Oh, hey! What if we take the rail driver? I mean, my dad's been talking about clearing the Missouri River line forever, and this way we secure the whole southern route, and then Livingston's only one old state away.
Only one state?
No, the rail driver is way too old. It's not gonna get very far.
They're infected at the frontier. They would cut through it like a tin can.
So we go in prepared, armor it up, get a team in there. I mean, come on, guys.
You're gonna overload it. The rail driver needs to go on and off the rails. If you weight it down, it's not gonna go anywhere.
We can make it work.
Even then, they need someone with real field experience. Experience you don't have.
Hey, give me a chance, I might surprise you.
No, you won't. Ryan, please.
Can't stop me, sir.
Well, at ease.
I could do it if I had...
Get Nathan on the horn. I want him to hear this.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, unfortunately.
Oh, what is this? Bring your daughter to work day?
Hilarious.
People have died. Show some respect. Nathan, what is wrong with you?
Why is he here?
To help.
To learn.
How bad is it?
Well, Nathan, it's a big-ass bridge, you know? Even without the infected, it would take years to rebuild.
Then we have to secure the Missouri line, right? We were just talking about this. There could be a team that goes in.
That was always the plan, Asher.
Ryan, what's the status on the new prototype?
We're still about 90 days out, sir, even if I push my men.
Not to mention St. Louis is dragging their feet repairing the rail crossing.
All right, enough. Ryan, overtime for the Trailblazer, all right? Nathan, you can't let St. Louis push you around, all right? Get it done. With any luck at all, we'll be able to reestablish the line into Livingston, probably by the end of summer.
Are you serious? Do you know how much we depend on those crops? By that time, there's gonna be thousands of people to feed.
Rations. There are no other options.
No, what about Ryan's rail driver? I could take it with a small team, get on the ground to support the people.
No scouts. All right, we're gonna get this right the first time. I'm not gonna risk any chance of losing any more personnel. Once the bridge has been rebuilt, well, then we can send the Trailblazer across. We can relocate the path to the farms. That is, if they're still there. If not, well, we will be planting lots of seeds.
I'm sorry, if they're still there?
It's the frontier, son. They know the risks. Just get it done.
Yes, sir.
They're all gonna die.
You know, folks on the frontier don't quite trust the UA. What's gonna happen when we send that big-ass Trailblazer down the line?
You know, it sure would look a lot less friendly than this rail driver, that's for sure. Would be in the end, too.
No, exactly. We have to work with the locals along the route, actually build the trade route.
And since the rail driver can, come off the tracks, you could get it to the other side of the river before any of us could.
This isn't subordination.
The general said we can't afford to lose any of our personnel, right?
Yes, I just built a civilian team. I mean, old soldiers or...
Well, your old friend Colonel Yackley's here in St. Louis, and he has a few colorful connections.
If those are your orders, Nathan.
See you in St. Louis, little brother.
Okay. Okay.
Sure you want to do this?
I mean, someone has to do something. It's my turn. So.
Hey, take care of my rail driver, got it?
I won't let anything happen to it.
Prep the rail driver. Yeah, you heard me. And, put a long-range tracker on it. Someone's got to keep an eye out for him.
Hello, welcome to We're Alive Frontier. My name is Ivan Van Norman, and I'll be the game master for our little journey into the West. We're excited today to share with you a story from the audio drama We're Alive, created and developed by Kacy Wayland. Now brace yourselves. This is a horror RPG. There'll be graphic images as well as situations that players will have to make difficult decisions that the audience may find themselves uncomfortable with. So, brace yourselves. This train is about to take off.
It took 10 years to push them back, but we did. What was once a prosperous river trade, the Mississippi, is now the front line. The eastern states supply the river states, and what's left of the UA live out their meager days self-policing. What is the West hiding? Nobody really knows for sure. But we're alive, and this is the new frontier.
The day is June 18th, 2026. The sun is bright today. It's not only bright, but it's hot. And it may be one of the most humid on records. What little records are still available in this world. The air and the new coat of white paint on buildings makes the concrete structures around the eastern side of St. Louis feel at least 10 degrees hotter than it should be. The looming shadows of the 3-story guard towers which sit along the east bank of the Mississippi watching the west side of the river cast valuable shade as laborers take breaks from driving pack animals or hauling rickshaws of goods from the torn up streets. Much of the old pavement from the new age has been pulled up years ago and replaced with cobblestones or brick in some areas. And the asphalt that has been melted down is now using to patch leaked roofs as well as glue together slats of wood for barreling. Now a young man walks down the street, his new leather boots leaving a dust trail behind him, his tactical vest loaded up with gear, and his shining blue-black uniform already patched with sweat. His eyes are taking in the unfamiliar territory of the bustling trade that is East St. Louis. Am I missing anything? Does that sound about right, how you look?
Sounds good to me.
Ah, excellent. Well,
Carefully coiffed hair.
coiffed hair,
Yes.
pomade showing, and a glistening bright white smile.
Not a speck of dust or dirt anywhere on me.
Asher Emerson Stern III. You walk down, it takes about half an hour of walking to actually get to where you need to go. In eastern St. Louis, there's lots of converted residential buildings which have been now take the place of various storefronts, community housing centers, and some brothels. All right? Some have been demolished altogether in order to create absolutely new buildings, one of which you're walking into now. It is a wide, one-story concrete building that must take up an entire residential block. It's a state building. A man with an AK-47 guards a check-in desk while another man sits on the corner appearing to eat his lunch. The man at the counter has a badge with the name Cameron on it. Yes, can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a Colonel Yackley.
Colonel Yackley. You're here to see Colonel Yackley?
That's right.
All right. Hey, Rick. You watch as a young boy of about 10 years old runs over and comes over. Would you go and get Colonel Yackley for me? All right, boss. And he runs back, just booking it the entire way. He jumps off, and just a few minutes later, you watch as this little boy comes back with a tall, stately man with blonde hair. Asher! Hey! Good to see you,
Good to
man.
see you, my friend. How's it been?
It's good. Here, let's go in my office and we can talk a little bit.
Fantastic.
All right? Cameron basically takes you over into the office, and he kind of shows you around a little bit of the stateroom. Yeah, man, I have to say, are you enjoying your time in St. Louis? You just got here, right?
It's a bit of a far cry from what I'm used to.
Oh, well, that'll happen when you're on a river state, all right?
Yeah.
We don't have it as nice as some of the eastern yes. But hey, man, we're maintaining the front, and that's what matters.
That you are.
It is a, it's actually been pretty good, I'll tell you. It's been very quiet lately. Anyway, before we get into it further, let's just make sure we're in my office, okay? He pulls himself back a little bit as some other state officials are walking through, but then he picks back up again after they walk by as he opens the door into his office. So, we got in the recommissioned APCs from your father's factory last week. Do you want to see them? I could give you a tour of the motor pool if you'd like.
I'd love to, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, let's cover this first, and
Sure.
then I'll move you around a little bit. You want a drink? He goes and grabs a bottle of clear, solid liquid that's in a giant liter bottle. It actually has a little bit of an amber tone to it.
Why not? It's the middle of the day.
All right. He grabs the bottle and pours you out 2 sniffers and lays it down. Grabs his drink. To the first law of reacquisition.
Make it safe.
Make it yours. Down. The rail driver is ready. All right, we managed to get it over the line. And sorry to cut it straight to the business,
No,
but
please.
I know that's what you're interested in hearing. We shipped it out last night under the guise of a quick cleanse mission. So, and Asher, I have to ask you again, man. It's like, are you sure you want to go all the way out to Kansas City with just 5 people?
I am certain. Yes.
You know, it's okay on some of the about half a mile on the western side because we've bombed the crap out of that place. But you know, anything farther than that, a lot of it's been scrapped, and even farther out, it's still a lot of rampant infected out there.
I am confident that we are prepared.
All right, well, I put everything you asked for in there.
Great.
So what else do you need in order to cross the river?
Well, first of all, that was quite a list I gave you. I want to make sure that the rail driver is fully stocked.
Yeah, and he pulls out a manifest from a very discreet drawer that's under a couple of his more well-used ones, and he hands you the folder as you open it up and see a full manifest of everything that you've requested.
Wonderful. And the driver is waiting where we discussed.
Yeah, I have 2 armed guards right now that are on the other side of the river who are watching it now, waiting for you 5 to arrive.
All right.
That's the full team, right? Just 5?
That is the full team.
Okay, all right. Well,
The last thing is obviously we require passage across the Mississippi.
okay. Well, Asher, man, you know, I'm pulling a lot of favors for you right now. Even getting that thing across the river was not easy to sell.
Yes, and we gave you a great deal on those APCs. So
Yeah.
I feel like this is we can make this happen.
Okay, look, I can get you permits for across the river. It takes a special clearance that comes from my office, but I can work something out. I'm going to need everyone's government IDs, though.
Not everyone on this mission is necessarily the most well integrated of individual. How might we be able to fudge the ID requirement?
Are you telling me you have unregistered citizens in the city who are going to be on your team?
I'm telling you it's possible, and maybe you can do us a little favor.
That might be outside of my control a little bit, Asher. You know,
All right.
that's a little tougher. If I don't have a government ID, I can't issue a permit. Look, talk to your team, see if you can work something out.
You'll be here?
This is where I work.
Okay.
Well, I have to say I'm excited for what you might be able to find out there.
As am I.
We did a flyover per your request, but
Thank you.
the helicopter only goes about 125 miles out.
That's fine.
Yeah, so there's a couple of outposts that we've determined along the way, but we don't know how many people are in there. So,
All right.
Oh, of course, The map. You want the map, right?
I do want the map.
All right. So he pulls out and rolls a large kind of topographical map that's clearly had writing done all over it. We sent this ahead of time, but this is the most updated version.
Right.
And he rolls it out to you and hands it. Okay.
I believe that does us for now.
Asher, I appreciate your time, effort, and energy making this happen. And I'll honestly say we're going to put these APCs to good use.
I hope you do.
Your family has done immense amount of efforts to make sure that not one of them crosses the river. So whatever I can do to help, I will. He shows you out through the front door, in which you can see the small boy is enjoying a cigarette break outside as he walks through, and the guards have shifted out. Yeah, you know, it's either that or they're out doing worse things. So we've come far, Asher, but it's not the old world, and it's not gonna be for a while.
That is true.
He closes the front door behind him as he waves you off as you continue to walk back down the street. You take your half-an-hour walk back into the main part of the converted Market Street that is now East St. Louis, and you come across your next location, which is a large storefront. And maybe it had large bay windows once, but most of the glass has been boarded up, making the actual visible windows much, much smaller. And that being said, the design and the detail of the boarded up front is very well integrated. In fact, it has some small paintings on it, as well as relief carvings of a city skyline that is reminiscent of old New York City. And you see someone sitting outside of the front porch. What do they look like, Ray?
Olive complected, a little bit worn, wearing a bomber jacket and a scarf around her neck. Some dirt on the shirt, some dirt on her shoes, and a padlock in her hand.
Now, is she carrying her large scoped 50 cal rifle with her?
Always.
Always.
Good afternoon. I was told to meet Jenny here, if she's in.
And if Jenny was in, who might she be talking to?
To Asher Emerson Stern III, and she knows me. Yeah.
That's quite a name.
Thank you.
Let me see if I can find someone named Jenny.
Wonderful.
She heads inside.
All right. Your team is inside. Everyone's there. It's a large room. It smells of incense and old wood. The boards beneath you creak as you enter the dark room illuminated by kerosene lanterns, as well as the limited light barreling in from outside. There's two other men sitting at a table in addition to a woman who is dealing out cards.
Well, looks like your pretty boy's here.
Finally, we get one. No offense.
None taken.
You sure about this?
Yeah.
All right, you're the boss.
I followed her inside.
You followed her inside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, really? Asher Emerson Stearns III.
Yes. Hi, Jenny. We spoke.
Yes. Yes.
And I take it this is the team.
This is the team.
Ta-da.
He's even younger than you thought he would be.
Hello. My name is Asher Emerson Stern III. As I believe Jenny has briefed you in part, I've commissioned this mission on behalf of my company, Stern Industries, to take a rail driver out toward Kansas City to create a new supply line. Mm-hmm. For now, that is all we need to know about it. We will discuss more as we move out toward the rail driver across the Mississippi. But for now, I'd love to get an idea of who we all are so we can acquaint ourselves and get off on a good start.
I love a mission where you keep some secrets just to keep it interesting later.
Well, then you'll love this.
Oh, good, okay. I love a man that can read sarcasm.
Yes. This is Wraith. Go ahead.
Infiltration. Assassination.
Your name is Wraith.
I am called that.
Fair enough.
Sir Medic, Band-Aid.
Oh, no, I'm actually like a sharpshooter,
Oh,
just named
yeah.
Band-Aid. It's an irony thing.
You're the jokester.
No.
Okay, great.
Never.
Fantastic.
I'm the funny one.
All right.
That's true.
We're going to have a lot of
Trade off
fun.
that mantle.
Yeah.
Band-Aid Wraith. So we do code names here.
Yep.
Fantastic. And what are you?
Stingray,
Stingray.
but my name's Ray.
Ray. Okay, that fits.
And everybody knows Jenny.
Yes.
Lucky Jenny about town.
Yes.
Lucky.
I'll be
Yes.
driving the rail driver.
I didn't know you got your license.
Yes. Yes.
Jenny has talked up this team a lot, so I don't have to tell you that we're going to be going through some very dangerous territory, and the best is expected.
The best of us?
Your best.
Okay, all right. Got the code name for him. Ashhole.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
Oh,
Whoa. Okay, I like you the
thought
most.
I was gonna go. Well done, yo.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So you've all been briefed by Jenny previously that this is absolutely a mission across the river. But the one thing that wasn't brought up beforehand is that a lot of you were under the assumption that the rail driver was going to be on the east side of the river. So this is new information, it being on the west. Yes.
Why wouldn't it be on the east side, which is safe?
There was a level of discretion required in executing this. We are the first to open up this line in a very long time, and we'd like to keep news of this happening on the DL. I have one government contact I trust who's helping us to do this. Everyone else who might have a stake in getting this line developed needs to be kept in the dark. We will be the first there. We will be the first to develop it. We will make it safe. That's the plan.
Okay.
On that note, we do need permits to cross the Mississippi. For that, I've been told we all need government identification. That's not a problem for me. How is it for you?
Does it have to be our government identification?
If there's no picture on it, as long as you can make a case that it is your ID, I don't care.
I think something can be arranged.
And how about, I have no ID? I'm very surprised.
I have one.
Jenny, what about that guy on the other side of town that you worked with on that last mission?
Oh, yes.
What's his
Malcolm? Yeah.
Malcolm. Yeah, that smarmy little fucker.
Yeah, Malcolm's been doing some black hat dealings on this side of the river. He could probably forge something for you if need be.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to come cheap.
All right. He owes me.
Okay.
Lucky Jenny.
Well, as long as we're pulling favors, I could use another ID, you know.
Yeah.
You never have too many.
Yes.
I mean, I've always wanted to be
Right.
someone else, so why not?
All right.
So 3 IDs.
Yes, I don't really care about legality or cost. Let's just
Do it.
make it happen.
That's good to
Now
know.
I like him a little better.
3? All right, I thought it would just be Wraith and Band-Aid at this point, or is there a third one? Yeah?
You need an ID.
Everybody
I don't
wants
have
one.
anything. I have no paperwork.
We'll need 3. How much money are you willing to?
Let's just see what he wants
Okay.
from us.
All right.
So actually, Malcolm's one of those guys that happens to have maps that nobody else has. And in fact, he happens to live under one of the old bridges that used to span over the Mississippi, but of course was blown during the war. Since it's pretty much recommissioned, decommissioned rubble, he managed to find a little area that you visited him on a few occasions, and he's got a little bit of, well, let's just say he's kind of the lord of the northern St. Louis shantytown a bit. Eastern St. Louis is a trade hub, so everybody's here, from the most wealthy down to the barely making by laborers, day laborers, indentured servants. So Malcolm's area is not it's easy to get to, but it certainly isn't easy to not stick out. So Wraith, Jenny, you've probably been there before, but I wouldn't imagine Band-Aid or Stingray has. Certainly not Asher. So the 5 of you travel north into the outside of the city limits. So the original guard post that holds a huge portion of the residential commercial side of East St. Louis, you walk through, going out into the still safe zone, but most of it's covered only by the guard posts, and most of it's pretty free-roaming land, which is, to be fair, most of what the eastern states look like nowadays. A lot of rubble, a lot of ruins, with an occasional pockets of civilization unless you're in one of the major outpost towns. So going north into Malcolm's area, you pass by burnt-out barrels that have fires in them. You can see a lot of the ragged lean-tos of old pieces of aluminum or torn-out roofs. And Malcolm's area is essentially just a large steel door with an old Department of Water and Power seal above it that, Jenny, you give it a knock. So,
Okay.
tough-looking guy comes out with a full beard, shaved head, and a biker jacket. Hey, Jenny.
Malcolm.
Come on.
Thank you.
Get in here, darling. You're not here to collect, are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have the money right now.
You know what?
It's all right. I don't, I'll have it probably next week.
Right. Instead of the money, I need 3 government IDs.
Yeah. Government IDs?
How difficult is that gonna be?
This isn't a stakeout, right? You're not a...
No.
Okay.
Malcolm.
Despite how I look.
All right.
We would have to tell you because you asked.
Right.
That is the law. Yeah.
I mean, you can't fake that.
No, well, Malcolm, you know.
Okay, yeah.
You
No,
know.
I get it, Jenny. I know you wouldn't set me up like
No,
that. But,
never.
All right, look here, just come on inside real quick. So as you get in, you notice Malcolm's area is very, very, not what Colonel Yackley's place is. There's piles of old electronics everywhere. You can actually see Malcolm's got a trade going on that mostly deals in old world electronics. So he has stacks of hard drives. You can actually see a couple of old LCDs that have hard color lines through them that he's hooked up, and you can hear the whirling of an old gas generator out from behind the shed. Well, all right, citizen IDs, those are easy. It's just basically just photocopies. But government IDs, yeah, they got relief watermarks on that still. It's a little tougher to put together, but I could probably do it. So here, let's just get everybody lined up for a photo. Who are these gonna be for?
Yeah.
All right. Step on that mark there. And he points you to like a little T mark where he can go and adjust a little camera. And you watch as he pulls up an old webcam picture-taking software, and you can kind of see as Wraith steps up to it. It's just
Smile.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, there we go. That's a mug a mother could love. All right. And as he, over the course of time, takes all 3 of your photos, he prints them out on an old desk jet, and you watch as he starts putting together the lamination and the relief work as he talks to you. He goes, yeah, I could get hanged for this, right?
That's not gonna happen.
All right. You could probably use these for a little bit, but if anyone cross-checks them against any kind of database, your probably best bet is just to get out of there as quick as you can. And we're square after this.
Absolutely.
All right. He basically hands you 3 plastic membership cards, essentially, that have old black and white photos on it and the name. But it does have the seal of the UA printed in the bottom corner, and it is, for all intents and purposes, the best the government can offer at this point when it comes to IDs. So he hands it off to you, and, well, you gonna stick around or hightail it out?
I think we're gonna take off. Malcolm, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. Am I gonna see you anytime soon for cards?
You know what? I'm not sure when I'm gonna be back.
All right. Well, stay safe out there.
Yeah.
Okay? So he shuts the door behind him, and
As we're outside,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at you guys and be like, give me the IDs real quick. And we're gonna just rub them in the dirt. and we're just gonna really rough them up, and then maybe go over to some of the burning fires and like kind of singe it a little bit. Like
Okay.
these need to be like they've been held for a while.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
So
even
you-
I can like hold it up to the fire, and you could do like, whoa.
melted bit.
Don't melt my sweet laminations.
Yeah.
That's smart.
And my ID has like just this shit-eating grin on it.
Perfect.
His name was like
Well,
Peter or something.
Now it smells like dirt and burnt plastic.
Delicious.
So done and done. Those sweet
been a while
ozone
since I
fumes.
smelled that.
Right. Yeah, it has been a bit. So Asher, you take them back over to Yackley, who looks at them, kind of gives a shrug, and then goes over and writes down the numbers, the faked numbers, as well as the faked names, and puts them down into a record. Basically, takes a piece of paper with it, folds it, stamps it, and hands it to you. All right. Well, stay safe out there.
We will do our very best.
We've cleared most of what's the west of the Mississippi, so just flag it, all right? And even better, if you can radio into me, because we have that, the radio is inside of the rail driver, just radio into me and just code me whatever the flags, or if you can pop smoke on it, even better, all right? As long as it's before the 125-mile helicopter radius. We'll come pick it up for you. Okay?
Sounds great. I'll be sure to do that.
And I think it goes without saying, but this is so off the record.
It had better be.
We're okay, right? God, fuck! I can't believe I'm doing this. All right, but we're here, and we've got it, and it's done. Good luck, Godspeed, and take out a few for me.
I will.
So you 5 meet back up outside of the government station.
We have permits. We are good to cross, provided nothing else comes up. And we will meet up with the rail driver and proceed from there.
So as we pull up to this checkpoint, Wraith takes a look at it, and he just doesn't like the look of, there are too many people standing around and all that. And he sees her looking kind of nervous. So I reach out to her and go, you know, maybe we can do this the old-fashioned way. Come with me. There's a side street over here.
Yeah.
I see a way to get across.
And what you're talking about is an is an old underhang. That's part of this, because this one bridge that comes across the Mississippi has the rail line on it. So this guard post is 2 stories, and you're right, Wraith, there is armed guards all up on the top of it with searchlights and everything that a guard post should have. And just enough room for a train to come by with a chain link fence where someone is essentially asking as a desk officer over there.
See? Easier than talking.
Oh, yeah.
You could just duck underneath and walk under the bridge if you wanted to.
Pretty much,
I would like to argue we do have the permits for a reason. If we're caught trespassing across, that is an automatic no-go for us. We look suspicious, we're stopped, we're accosted, it's over.
And you say this to a bunch of empty space as both Ray and Jenny have disappeared underneath the bridge.
Just a dust cloud.
He does that.
Yeah.
And you 3 are left open to the idea, and you see as the man in the guard post up front holds his hand up. Stop. Permits, please.
No problem.
He walks up, grabs them.
I have the permits, yeah.
Cool.
You have your IDs, I have the permits.
He takes all 3 of them, puts out little eye paste, looks at them, comes through. Yep. Looks all to be in order.
Thank you.
And as you 2 start walking through, open. All right, see you later. As he opens the door and shuts it. Don't die out there! As you are walking out from the gate, you actually hear one of the guardmen go, wait, hold on! Hey, you, come back here real quick. No one can cross the river without at least some kind of beacon or marker so that we don't shoot you. So, here, and he kind of grabs your backpack and comes onto the back and pulls a flashlight and mounts it onto the back of your backpack. That is now, has a static blinking green light on the back of it and goes, it's a real flashlight too, and you can turn it off once you've cleared the kill zone, but none of you are close to that. The snipers will take you out.
That would have been good to know a little while ago.
Yeah,
but,
I'm glad you stopped us.
Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, well, you're all moving so fast.
Hey, good looking out. Thank you.
I got you. Go grab a flashlight from the crate then, please.
Nice.
From our magical mystery crate.
It's a mimic.
Oh, God.
This is great. It's also, it doubles as a periscope.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So that'll be the beacon in order to make sure that you guys can cross the kill zone without anything. It also doubles as a practical flashlight as well, too. So actually, Jenny and Wraith, as you guys are coming up from the underside of this converted bridge that is also the only way across the river for at least several dozens, if not maybe 100 miles or so. I imagine both of you coming up along the side or maybe together along one end, pulling yourself up on the old rail that maybe is covered with long braided wire that allowed any kind of loose pieces that may fall off boxcars or whatever to not just plop into the river.
So yeah, you see Wraith ahead of you climbing up nimbly over the broken bits of concrete and exposed rebar and braided wire, and he's wearing a bunch of drapey, sort of tattered stuff, and looks like he has these sort of crisscrossed belts and things that look like climbing gear. Mm-hmm. But then you also notice he's wearing looks like it's strapped across his back. He has what looks like a medieval sword. And then he also has a combat knife and a compound bow.
Right.
And and he's also got a hood which he wears up, and he's looking kind of mysterious.
So mysterious.
So mysterious.
I'm sorry for your loss.
So yeah, he climbs up quickly, and then he kind of looks down at you like if you need any help, and you can see that he's kind of gauging to see how good you are at this stuff.
Right. He sees a woman, obviously, in a grungy jumpsuit. The top half is tied around her waist. She's got a knitted sweater. It's dirty. And she's got wild hair, braids, and kind of dreadlock style going on. And she's got a choker and some skull jewelry.
Baubles.
Yeah,
Baubles
yeah.
going on.
And then she has a necklace that you can't see what is at the bottom of this necklace.
Got it. So a concealed necklace,
Yes.
carrying beyond just all of her accoutrements, but she's also got a long assault rifle.
Right, I've got an
correctly.
AK-47.
AK-47
And I have a machete
and a machete,
and a pistol.
which clangs against her legs a little bit as she pulls herself up from the bottom of this a bridge that is also a rail line. As Colonel Yackley insinuated a little bit, West St. Louis is a completely bombed out, rubble-filled hellhole. Any buildings that have been previously part of the infrastructure have been bombed, smashed, and reduced to just small chunks of concrete and or stone. And everything has been picked clean. So much so that even broken glass was taken over, melted down in order to reuse. The only building that still is intact in any particular way is where the UA held a magnificent battle while the engineers blew the last bridges connecting the unsecured lines across the river. That's the old aquarium. So this aquarium is the most majestic standing fixture that's still on the west side of the river. As you start to get closer and closer to the train station, the St. Louis train station, you all know where it is. It's on your map, okay? As you approach the train yard, you can actually see the G&S Railway Company boxcars,
Of course.
that are lined up amidst the rail station. It's extremely, well, they've been picked clean, but since a lot of these boxcars are either old or rusted through, most of these are non-moving, or else they would have been brought in over east of the river. So they've either fallen off their tracks, or their wheels are so rusted that even solvent can't break them loose enough to be able to push them across the river. As you get closer, you can start to hear the voices of some men. And they seem to be, well, at least at this point, you can't hear what they're saying, but they sound gruff, and they sound like way more than two at this point. In fact, you can start to hear two men arguing. Hurry up! Get that son of a bitch loaded! Yeah, we don't have a lot of time. For all we know, more of those UA bastards might come back. So just get it on the handcart. God damn it, Jim, don't drop that!
We're getting looted.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
You can hear this arguing going on as one man is yelling at another. And so we're like, I'm trying, Jimmy, but Jesus, this shit's heavy. What's in here? And you start to hear his proppings opening, and you can hear like the pulling of crate starting being turned up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just walking up with my gun.
Cool, same.
At this point, you've got the drop on these guys. Asher, as you walk around the corner of the boxcar, you can actually see this whole train station laid out in front of you. There's several boxcars that are patched on various parts of the rails that's across a essentially broken and deserted ground. Any kind of foliage that was part of this that may have overgrown has been dried out and either burnt away from fire being dropped earlier, or just completely undergrown. So most of it's patches of rubble with a couple of tufts of grass popping up occasionally. And you can actually see the large boom arm of what was probably once a service vehicle that's now just decrepit and swaying in the occasional breeze. And you can hear and now see the 6 men, one of them standing on a crate, yelling at the men trying to unload boxes from your rail driver. And you can see they've already started to make a pretty sizable stack on one of the hand carts that's just sitting next to the unloaded rail. At the same time, one man is holding a guy in a chokehold with the gun pointing to his head, and he's the first one that sees you. Guys, we have company. What do you want?
I believe this is my rail driver.
Oh. Hey guys, looks like someone's coming back for his wallet. Well, I'm sorry to say, I think it's our rail driver now. Right, buddy? And you can see as this man, who is white with fear, is currently looking at you with terrified eyes. And he's got the uniform of one of the Missouri officers, or one of the Missouri military men in place, and you can see that he's had everything stripped off of him. His extra ammo, his belt, even his pants are on his ankles at the moment, just humiliated. And he's looking at you, and he's going, God, man, just don't do anything stupid, okay? Fuck, dude. Just get me out of here, okay? Shut up, as he puts the going closer to Lynn. Now you're gonna back away real slowly as we unload this car and we go along our merry way.
Okay. I'd like to begin shooting.
All right, you see these 6 raiders with one gentleman, the guy with the red Uzi there, who is currently holding our poor pantsless soldier at the moment, sitting there.
You can only imagine what transpired here. I'm going to begin shooting, and I'll even show you who here.
Great.
So I've come around the right side.
Right.
And I'm positioning myself between these guys and the fellow in the back. And I want to start on this guy.
Okay.
And currently my intent is only to shoot the one guy.
Sure. Okay,
We'll
that's
begin there.
great. Stingray, what's your intent?
I'm gonna call down to the asshole who's holding our little hostage.
Yeah.
And say, I don't think so.
All right. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm intimidated.
Yeah.
That's pretty menacing.
Oh, I don't think so. Is that intimidating?
Great.
And it's, where's Uzi Duder? This dude?
Yeah.
All right, I am right.
He's holding the.
They took his pants.
He's the one holding hot.
You do not take a man's pants while I'm around.
Band-Aid.
Bandit hoofs it to this car.
Bye.
I'm just gonna be. I'm inside. Let's use our imaginations.
Jenny.
All right. Okay, so I know it doesn't look like it, but there is space underneath for me to lay down. I pull out my AK-47.
Oh, there would be wheels. It would have
Right,
the wheels
yeah,
would have
so
it
it'd
be
be
up a little
like-
bit. Mhm.
Okay.
It is a decommissioned rail car.
All right.
So.
Phew.
And who are you just targeting? Spray and pray?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
great.
the hostage.
Just don't hit him.
I'll try not. Yeah.
Just look
I'm
for
gonna
the
avoid.
pantsless
I'm gonna look.
one.
Yeah. I look for
Well,
the
I'm on the
pants
far-
around the
I'm on the
ankles,
far right
and I
there.
don't
You're
aim
fine.
for
Avoid
that.
the pants.
Yeah, absolutely.
I made a mental note of what his shoes look
Yeah.
like.
They're very
Very
nice.
clean.
Very
Yes.
clean shoes.
And Wraith, what about you?
Well, I'm slapped up on the other end of the car, and I've just drawn an arrow on my compound bow.
Awesome.
So I'm over.
Do you want to go for that dude on the far left?
Well, I'm waiting for people to get distracted.
Oh, okay.
And moving over. All right.
And then moving over, and I'm going to fire from cover.
From
I'm
cover.
slapped up with the bow.
I'm going to charge the side of the
boom.
boxcar. Yeah.
So Raider 1, which is the gentleman holding the baseball and the shield, he is going to turn around as he pulls up a large baseball bat that is just laden with nails and barbed wire, and you can actually see that he put a spike at the tail end of
I
the
regret
bat
my
as well,
bravado.
too. And he holds
The theme of Asher.
and he basically he turns right next to you and looks at you and just takes a wild swing right for the side of your face.
Bring my arms up to try and block the bat coming at me.
And you feel it just impact right against the side of your arms as you feel the stinging of the nails as well as the bite of the baseball bat. But you actually were braced enough that it didn't knock you prone, and a lot of your padding is actually taking inside of it.
Better
so.
bust out the antiseptic, dude.
Yeah.
You have tetanus now.
Which doesn't go over your damage
you get it. It
threshold.
does not.
So you do not sustain
But
an
I'm
injury.
close.
But you're basically hurting. At the same time, the raider who looked at you immediately, looking straight up, seeing you pulling the gun out, and seeing Ray up at the very top.
Which raider's doing that right now?
The raider who's holding the hostage.
Oh, the Uzi man over there.
The Uzi
Uzi
man.
man is looking at both.
So Uzi Man
Okay.
looks up to both Stingray, looks over to Asher, who is in the midst of doing this full block, pulls the trigger. You watch as brain matter splatters all across the side as blood falls down and he slumps down dead to the ground.
I had
as
no
he
hope of
levels
saving
his
him.
pistol up towards where Stingray is up at the top. The reaction of seeing this man's fear-stricken face looking at you, hoping that you will save him, as his exit wound clears out everything, leaving all sentience out of his face as he slumps down to the ground
Yeah,
with
it
this
shocks
man.
me into missing.
It shocks you straight into missing, and you watch as a little kick of dust comes up right next to the side of him as your high-caliber rifle cracks into the midst of the air. So, Band-Aid, you're up next.
All right. As soon as I get in there, what is around me in this boxcar? Is it completely empty?
Completely empty.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back against the far wall
Right.
and just take a running start and just shoulder it and.
Yeah.
Yes!
Asher and all of you, you watch as several of the men start to turn their heads to the side, hearing something, hoping that that it's a scream. Maybe it's not infected. Next
don't
is
do
Jenny.
that.
So Jenny, as you level down, you feel the kick of your AK as you basically watch it sink through a couple of the ankles of a couple of the men, and one of them just like dances as he lifts his legs up, not really knowing what's happening. But one of them is screaming, prone, as he falls down, holding his machete, just grasping a hold of his legs. You can watch his blood is starting to pool from the side of his face.
Was that the right?
The side of his leg.
No,
okay.
I've still got him in front of me.
Great, Asher's up.
Yeah, I'm shooting the guy who's just like right here.
Right.
Shouldn't miss that, yeah.
You've leveled this guy.
Yes,
Easily.
he's done.
Describe to me his gruesome death.
Okay, so. He gets me with the bat.
Right.
And I get up under that, I get it under my arm like this, pull it forward,
Yes.
get behind the shield like this, and get him right underneath with the gun.
As he literally flops back, you watch as the dust kick up on the side of him. You level your gun and take it to the Uzi, who you blast him in the shoulder, and he screams as he moves his gun over to the side of his arm where he is now feeling it pretty intensely. And he starts doubling over in pain, but he switches his hands back over to apply pressure to the wound as he's shakingly trying to move his Uzi back out into the world. Now we have our gentleman who is prone. He is not getting up. So the gentleman, I keep calling them gentlemen, but they're raiders.
He's not a gentleman.
There's no gentleman in the post-apocalypse.
Ruffian.
So the ruffian who just took a giant bullet wound into the side level, and basically, as he tries to just do a wide spray, and everybody gets their head down as it just kind of, you hear it tink, 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 against various parts of the boxcar, and you watch as basically everyone puts their head down, but he gets nothing as he kind of shoots wildly into the night, into the morning. The one who is so obviously to the left also pulls out his gun and looking over his shoulder for a moment, hoping that there isn't any infected around. He basically—
Keep going, Band-Aid!
He pops a few shots off with his gun, but they miss just off. You can hear as the bullets are by you, as to the left of you, everything is kind of
Well played, yo.
moving across. The guy who is currently on top of the box, who is currently yelling orders, is jumped off of his box.
The dude that from behind looks like.
Yeah, you see his head
Deadpool?
peeking up
Okay,
there.
yeah.
Dead
guy.
It looks like that's what he looks like, but from back here.
This guy,
This
this dandy man.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a
like
nondescript superhero in a red suit.
Right. He hops down as he starts running along the rail line towards Asher, but he's heading towards the hand cart. As he basically hops on top of the rail cart, looking to his guys and goes, "Hold them off!" As he hops onto the hand cart and starts lifting it and pumping it.
So, what I'd like to do is move back just behind the lip here, so I'm not a target for these guys here, and then take a shot at the guy coming at me right here.
So you're targeting the guy in the hand cart.
That dude.
I'm going to let you handle the duder with the bat
Okay.
and handcart guy, and I am going to aim down at Mr. Uzi.
All right, Band-Aid.
I'm just gonna keep going. Make a ruckus.
Make a lot of inward singing noises,
Yeah, a lot of
like
I'm
the
gonna start
infected.
making
noises.
All right, great. All right,
that.
Jenny.
I'm gonna use my AK-47 again. I'm just gonna
Still legs?
shoot. Yeah, shoot at some ankles.
And Wraith?
Now, it doesn't seem like any of these guys are coming for this distraction.
Well, if anything, you can hear them, because he's making such a ruckus, they're actually going away from the boxcar. More than anything. You can see out of the corner of your eye that guy to the left. He's clearly like inching away from it.
And you have like a straight shot.
As he's heading towards where, presumably, as far as your line of sight is concerned, down the rail car. As you level the your
Stop it!
as you level your scoped hunting rifle onto him and pop a shot straight through, you actually watch as it hits him right in the chest, and you watch as he has what's clearly like a bulletproof vest on, but it's just thrown over the top of his vest at the moment, and you watch as he just kind of like sucks the gut, but he bends down, and you watch as he kind of like curls up into a little bit of a fetal position. As far as you can tell, he's not getting back up, but he's still wailing from the pain.
He's
at the
made of
moment.
tougher
He's
stuff.
alive.
So,
Yes, well, he's alive, yes.
he's alive.
I turn around the corner, so I let loose the arrow and I say, "Seek."
Of course you do.
I imagine
then
you
it
come
just-
in slow-mo with
Yeah.
all your like accoutrements like flowing.
Right.
Just, like,
So the arrow just almost like spirals into the space right at the base of his neck. And before he can let out a scream, he just like, you just see like blood just pools in a puddle filling his
And it
collarbone.
just comes out of his mouth as you watch as it's dripping down, and he kind of grabs his neck as you can hear him wheezingly, gasping for breath as he slumps over, eyes wide open, completely dark. So yes, 100%, you have taken him down in a truly gruesome fashion. The one raider who is still standing at this point is going to be running and moving. The one who is prone, who you ankled previously, another burst fire will basically end him very quickly as you, as it comes down, you just clear him for whatever he's worth as he is no longer moving. And this guy is running straight for the handcart as well too, as he takes a couple of stray shots at Stingray. Okay, Asher. So he takes a bullet into the side, and you can see that everyone's wearing a little bit of armor, but you just basically watch as he basically takes the hit as he's pumping the car and just continue to move, but he's got his hand on his back of them as you're watching as blood starts to spout from the white undershirt that he's wearing.
Fantastic. So. They're on the handcar.
They're on the handcar.
Oh, they're out of. They're trying to get out of here.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Do we need that handcart to get to the...
They took some of our crap.
Some of our stuff's on it.
On the handcart.
Yeah, they took our stuff.
Jump on the cart.
Dude, you can jump on the cart.
You can't hiding in the box. Stop talking.
He's doing valuable boxcar work.
Oh my god. So let's make this perfectly clear. We need to kill these two.
Yeah.
Because we need our shit.
So yeah, I wanna take a shot at whichever one looks the most injured. I'm guessing it's probably
Bat dude.
Bat dude.
Yeah.
God.
Who's on the farthest side of the handcart at the moment?
He is. He's further.
Actually, you know what? If he's got one hand on the pump thing and he has a bat in the other, he doesn't have a ranged weapon. So I think I'm actually going to go for the other guy instead.
Okay, Jenny.
I'm gonna jump up and just move over so I can aim at.
So you want to move and then shoot?
Yeah.
As well too.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you coming up to the far side from where I am?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that's going to be
You're peeking around the corner then.
Yeah, just so I can get a shot at the guy.
Band-Aid.
I don't know what's happening.
You have no idea. You've just been
I'm
banging
gonna,
on?
no, I'm gonna stop and then
Right.
use the moment to like quietly peek out the door to assess the situation.
I love
All right,
Who's
Ray.
that voice?
Boy.
I am going to aim at the other guy without the bat. He is not injured.
Correct.
Correct?
And he's also being targeted by Wraith.
I too will take him.
Great. All right. So then you'll take.
Just take him.
Because again, you're not moving. You get reduced down to 1 for marksman. So all good.
Which die were you focusing down?
Well, I'm just moving right now, right?
You can
I
move and
can't-
shoot. No,
No,
you
you
can
can
I like to
shoot.
move and shoot.
Yeah, that's why you got
so
two
I just,
speed die.
I mean, whoever's closest to me, I
They're
want
both. They're two on the
Cool.
handcart. You'll see
So
them.
right now, we have two people focusing down the guy with the gun.
Okay.
Bat guy is already injured, and I'm gonna focus him down too.
They're close
Okay.
enough together that if you just wanted to target all the individuals on
Yes,
the rail car,
yes. I
then
would
we'll
like to
just
do that. Yeah, I just want to do that.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta,
Yeah.
I'd like to peek, like just cartoon style, like under Jenny, like hey.
Yeah.
Both of our hands just peek at the same time. I'd like to peek and
doing the same thing.
yeah, we are really.
On the other side.
I'd like to peek and shoot at the bat person.
Okay. So another one of the guys in the handcart. All right. So you're not moving. You're just looking. Man, you guys, they're so out in the open. They're just taking it. So
That's bad planning on their part.
yeah, it's
I know.
true.
And don't steal from us.
And be afraid of boxcars.
There's a lot of lessons to learn here.
Yeah.
So as you fire basically your pistol into it, you're basically peppering these guys as they're attempting to move the cart. They have no cover. They're completely exposed.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see that they are taking hits, and it is hurting. And the same way that his comrade on the handcart is moving, you can see that you can start to watch his blood is starting to trickle down his leg as you've potentially hit him either in the leg or the hip.
Die already.
Oh, God! Just keep it moving! Just get the cart out of here! As you can see, as every single pump of that hand cart is just agony for them.
I'm going to target the guy in the back.
Explain to me his grisly demise.
Oh. Yes! That's gonna be my new favorite phrase.
Okay, so he's pumping. Has he been hit yet?
Yes.
Oh, he's already
He's
damaged.
bleeding.
Right.
He's bleeding and he's hurting.
So he's pumping. With every pump, every exertion, fresh blood oozes from his existing wounds.
Yeah.
And I peek out. Jenny's like right there. Her hair's in my face. I'm like, "Oh, it's fine. And then It's elegantly braided. I raise my gun, put a couple shots into the guy in the front. He's still pumping, he's still going at it. I'm like, oh God, okay, fine. Go to the guy in the back, and I aim, steadying my breath, squeeze one final shot off and get him perfectly center mass through a chink right there, through the opening in his body armor.
Yep.
So it cuts sideways through his torso.
Yep, and you basically just take it through his heart, and he drops without even a gasp as he falls down onto the handcart. You watch as the cart is slowly start to move as his body, more of his weight off the cart than on, slumps over the side of the cart as it begins to move and creak forward. So click, click, click. As you basically fire out this last shot, you feel your slide pull back as you are fresh out.
Someone else get him.
This guy, who is currently still moving forward, he begins to continue to pump, but he's only got about 15, 20 feet of he's moving, but he's only about 15 or 20 feet away from the actual area where this encounter has started. At the moment before, he's just gasping as he can barely start to move the rail cart anymore. So to clean this up, these basically 2 men on the hand cart are either bleeding out or just they're non-combat. They're either hurting or they're doubled over or they're bleeding out or dying at this stage of things. As you basically finish your long line of expletives and pop off that last shot, you look to the side of your eye and you can actually see on the top of this set of boxcars, doubled up, a lone figure standing on top of it as he looks around, and you can see with the kind of morning light pushing it from the back of him, illuminating him in this morning light, you just hear a long